Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Happy Sunday. I hope you're having a good weekend and you're fixing a lot of junk on four wheels. So having a good day so far. Yesterday was fantastic. I ended up selling two mowers. I put one aside for a third guy. He's going to bring me cash on that one. Took in a trade, did a couple of repairs, and took in some junk, which we have to discuss right now. When I was out messing with some repairs, a guy stopped and wanted to know if I bought stuff. He said something about a battery powered. I said no, gas. He said he had a pressure washer. So later in the day, he showed back up with his son with this lawn boy on the truck. There's the pressure washer, and here's a cordless Black & Decker. So it was a guy that had stopped before a few months ago and wanted to know if I bought stuff. I finally remember who it was. So he said the lawn boy had the bag. The handle was folded down. The gentleman's son unloaded it all. I helped him unload the stuff. So I just threw a couple of bolts in here to try to start this. This is what it should take. I've got another Lawn Boy 20 like this, rear wheel drive, that I fixed. So this is what the bolts look like. I just threw some spares in to keep the handle up. So that's all I've done with this thing. We're going to have to figure out why it was put to the curb. So, from what I could tell, this guy said he picks up stuff. He wanted to know if I wanted 2-cycle weed ears. I said, if it comes in a group, I'll probably give you $5 for it, but I'm really not interested in buying a bunch of 2-cycle stuff. So I said, I was thinking price-wise when he had this up here. He says, I'll just give you the Black & Decker. So I said, okay, I'll pay 20 each, so $40. I figured parts for this, I saw there was no hose on it. I figured maybe it was just in the engine. And this was complete with the bag. So he said, how about 45? So I paid 45 for everything. And then I don't know anything about this. It says rechargeable. The Fix-It Shop. So somebody's had this at 944 Cattleman Road. Small motor and tool repairs. So I asked this guy about it. He didn't know anything about it, so he just found it on the side of the road. I see a pinched cable. So enough of that. I came over to look at what this 775 is, and it's a 2013. When I was looking over at the carb, the bowl's gone, the float's gone, so somebody came over here and messed with this already. Tank's in good shape. I can use the tank, maybe the recoil. So I don't think this guy messed with it. I think he found it like that. 2012 on the Lawn Boy. Let's juice it and see what it does. And then I have everything ready here to do a carb clean, if that's the issue. Not bad on the filter. Nothing like ether on a Sunday. I got the real stuff today. Distinct smell of starting fluid, nitro. Okay, let's get busy and make this thing happen. Nothing. Something. Okay, it was close like it wanted to. Notice the drive cable has a lot of slack in it. So when this thing starts, it's gonna probably not push the machine. I'll show you how to adjust that. Just got a twig here so I can direct inject. Nothing like ether on a Sunday. Okay, it was close. It's not really doing anything. I mean, it's not kicking off a heck of a lot. There must be a lot of water in it. I'm just going to pull the plug. It kind of semi kicked off. It looks like it may have a NGK plug. It doesn't look like a Champion plug. 2012 on the Lawn Boy, 5.5 horse, ready start. Well, that's a lie. Oh, it is a Champion, RC12YC. Let me get a clip for the handle. I'm going to ground it out on the muffler. That's got some bare metal, and we'll try it. So I cleaned up that Hyper Tough from yesterday, which I told you I was going to wash off. I gave it the Lawrence Carroll special, and it's looking pretty good. That's the blade that came off of it. We did a carb clean on this yesterday, and that's the snapper I took in on trade. I gave 20 in trade value. I figured the engine I can put on something else, because the axle broke here, and it kind of looks like it wallowed out. It looks like this is replaceable. I could probably buy this bracket, but do I want to mess with it? I don't know if I do or not. Okay, I'm going to put you right here. Tell me what you see. You saw spark and I saw spark. I'm going to roll this up onto my lift table. We're going to go through the carburetor and clean it. We'll pour the gas into another container. Probably has water or debris in the carburetor. So this is going to be a carb clean. It's going to be an automatic choke. Let me wheel this into position. This Black & Decker 24 volt may go to my neighbor across the street. He's got mechanical engineering skills, works a lot with heavy equipment in factory settings, heavy machinery type stuff. He's taken some of these battery-powered machines and put motorcycle batteries on them and got them to work. I've given him a couple of scrapper machines that have come my way. I'm going to see if he wants this Black & Decker. So I got 45 into this Lawn Boy. I'm going to have to make this thing work to get my money back. So basically I spent 45 on one machine because I don't think the pressure washer is going to mount to much. It's missing all the hoses and tips. I might be able to put something together on it with spare parts. Okay, let's try this thing. Try working on it. I hope you can see it. A lot of debris. It looks like the linkage here got bent. It possibly plowed into something and bent the linkage here. This should be more or less straight. And there's an issue here. You can see the tab is on this side of the choke lever. So that's an issue. This thing is not choking. This tab here should be on the back side of the choke like that. Now it's set up right. So that was an issue. And I gotta take that bend out of it. It's putting this thing at open choke and it shouldn't. So I'm guessing this was the major culprit here. Banged into this and dent the linkage. I can see some scraping there on the black paint. Maybe hit a brick wall. See, I'm gonna get my blowgun first and take care of this. So I don't get bitched at. Somebody will bitch at me. Why did I blast the dirt off into a carburetor without an air filter? Okay, we're moving. We're moving. This thing sat for a while with that much buildup of cobwebs and snot. I just see another issue with the automatic choke linkage. I'll show you. This thing's taking a beating, but we're going to rectify it. Correct all these minor discrepancies through the carburetor. This tab here is bent over. It should be more or less straight. You can see how it's bent forward. The thermostatic wafer is bent down. I'm not a lefty, but I'm going to grab it here and just bend it straight. something like that. And I'll mess with the linkage here in a minute once my hands are free. Got the sun behind me. Hopefully you can see all of this. Okay, that's off. Cobwebs back in here as well. This thing sat unused. Full tank of gas because it's heavy. We're going to take it off momentarily. Hope I'm not blocking you. I'm just going to use the channel lock, straighten out that linkage. And I think that should be good enough. Let me pour this gas into a container. Wow, it's all water. That's amazing. How could you have a full tank of water? That's bizarre. Little gas droplets on top of the water here. It's 99% water in this. See that? A little bit of gas was in the tank is sitting on top. Holy smokes. Well, that'll do it. I think that'll do it all the time. Pull off my fuel line. I'm going to blast this out with some compressed air and just sit it in the sun while we do the rest of the cleaning. Let this thing heat up and dry out. Okay, probably what I'm going to do on this one is put a little fresh gas in it and then shake it around. I'll put it on the hood of the CRV until I'm ready to deal with it. Let's take the bowl off. So somebody's been in here, I'm noticing. These were on the backing plate here. I thought, geez, those are kind of long. Well, they don't belong there. They belong down in the bowl. These smaller ones belong up at the top. The ones with the big flat washer here go on the bowl. So somebody's been in here maybe to try to fix it. They didn't put it back together properly, take a wide screwdriver, just twist and go, and here we are. What do we got? We got some white particles and water. The jet seems to be plugged up, main jet. Cloudy residue, water and something else. Showing there on the O-ring too. We'll blast that out. That's clean and ready to go. I'll put that up there. I'm done with the 100%, 99.9% water. I'm going to get rid of that. Take out the cartridge because I don't see the white backing there. I think it's plugged, so I'm going to pop that off. Full of water. The secondary jet's open. I can see that one's open, but it's just that was stale gas that came out of that top part. So I'm going to separate it with the screwdriver. I'm not going to clean that again. That's looking good. I'm going to get a small wire and poke it. I'm having trouble seeing the back of the jet. I don't know if it's still clogged. Yeah, it was clogged. I just stuck a wire in it, forced it through. I should probably grab a micro bit. Landscaping crew just slowed down. He was looking at all my mowers. Maybe they want a mower. So I just forced this wire through. On my neighbor's home, I can pawn off that Black & Decker. I think he's rectified 2. I don't know if he wants 3 machines. You know, that white cakey stuff is up in here. It's affecting my needle. So I got to take this apart. It's all goobered up with snot. I got to clean that up. And there's some build up here. I don't know what that stuff is. But it's goobered up down there in the seat, not letting any fuel through. So this is how this was set up before I adjusted it. It was set up like that, not doing anything. This is how it should be set up. So possibly whoever was in here messing around got it discombobulated. Pay attention to the fine details, or they were not paying attention. Just cleaning the needle. Some snot there, get rid of that. Seems like the compressed air is moving it out of the way. I'm going to get a little wire brush. There's some corrosion. That water kind of ate at this aluminum right there. It's like a tooth with a cavity kind of ate into that. I think there's enough meat holding it where it's going to work. Let me get a small brush. So this one, I can tell you the maintenance was not there at all. Using water in your gas tank. Looks like they kept it around for a while. Maybe they thought they were going to fix it because the cobwebs and the spiders had a heyday under the flywheel. Okay. I'm just going to check the action of this float. Let gravity work for me. Stick the needle in. Seems to be working properly with the Tommy Time lung test. I could see I'm not lined up. This little insert needs to be pushed in. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking with fire. There we go. Okay, we'll use the right screws this time. Gasket